What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. The Emmy nominations have arrived. I have yet to look at the actual nominees, so we're going to do this together, give some really early predictions, and talk about who got snubbed at this year's Emmys. If you guys enjoy this video, enjoy this content, let me know down below, and I may come back to do a reaction to the actual ceremony itself and to see what I got wrong. And here's how we're going to do this. I'll be looking at my nominees on my laptop here. We'll start with the major categories, focus on those, and then once we're done, we'll talk about supporting and a couple of these, I'd say more minor categories, but everyone is equally important. Let's start with comedy series and lead actress in a comedy series, to be specific. Rachel Brosnahan from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Quinta Brunson from Abbott Elementary, Kaylee Kuko from The Flight Attendant, Fanning from The Great, Ray from Insecure, and Smart from Hacks. This actually went according to plan for the most part. The one very clear and evident snub for me personally is Selena Gomez from Only Murders in the Building. You guys know how I feel about that show. One of my absolute favorites on television. To not see her represented in this category was a bit of a bummer. So I have watched season 1 of The Great. I think Elle Fanning is fantastic. If I had to remove one, it may be her, because if you're going to add one, you got to take one off. Issa Rae is great in Insecure, but you're talking Selena Gomez's performance, what she's able to do in this series, and the chemistry with the other two leads, man. I was so disappointed not seeing her on this list. Just to go with a very quick and immediate prediction, if I had to choose right now, I need time to sit and think of it. I may pull the Jean Smart in Hacks card, because Hacks is a beloved series. I still haven't had the chance to see it, but everything I've heard about that performance is, according to you all, fantastic, so that's probably a good one to go with for now. But overall, I think a very strong category in actress. Let's move into Best Actor. Donald Glover from Atlanta, Hader from Barry, Holt from The Great, Steve Martin and Martin Short from Only Murders, and of course, Jason Sudeikis from Ted Lasso. Now, this one is a bit more difficult at the top when we're talking a prediction, because even though a lot of people will say Jason Sudeikis is the far and away 100% leader, I'm going to look at someone like a Bill Hader for Barry and say he may just be on the heels of Jason Sudeikis. Loved season 2 of Ted Lasso, not as well received maybe as the other season. Regardless, you have Barry, a lot of people saying this is the strongest season to date. You could also make some good arguments for Steve Martin or Martin Short. The only reason I would not put Donald Glover in there in competition, even though he's phenomenal in Atlanta did not get the best comedy series nod, which we'll talk about for sure. Nicholas Hoult, great, but at the end of the day, I think it's between Jason Sudeikis and Bill Hader. In terms of snubs, a lot of people say Anthony Anderson in Blackish. I don't watch that series. There was word that Don Cheadle was good in a show like Black Monday. I didn't get to watch that series, so no major snubs for me. You could always say Larry David's a snub every single year for the last, 50 years. Then let's go comedy series. Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, and What We Do in the Shadows. What a stacked category. You ask me to take something out, it's hard for me to do because I haven't seen Curb Your Enthusiasm for oh so long. I personally look at a series like Atlanta, and my first inkling, is that a word? Do people still use that? Is to put it in over Curb Your Enthusiasm. Atlanta is a well-beloved series. You also had something like Reservation Dogs that a lot of people loved and really enjoyed. It's nice to see What We Do in the Shadows in there. I've heard from some people this season's not as strong, but I think it's a great show regardless. If you're asking Austin, what series do you think is going to win this category? The word about Hacks has me hesitating on Ted Lasso. I still think Ted Lasso is at the top, but it's a three-horse race, in my opinion. Ted Lasso, Hacks, and Barry. Barry, a well-respected, well-beloved show. My personal choice, so the one that I would take that I don't necessarily think is going to come in and win it at the end of the day, is Only Murders in the Building. I actually enjoyed the first season of Only Murders more than the second season of Ted Lasso, but I still love the shows at the top of that list regardless. Abbott Elementary could be a sleeper pick, so if you want to go on Gold Derby, I believe that's a bit lower down on the list, not entirely sure, but at the top, you're going to go Ted Lasso and Hacks. Make a decision, Austin. Man, I may say Hacks. I haven't seen the show, but just the words surrounding it, I feel like that's a good pick. All right, okay, best lead actress in a drama series, Jodie Comer from Killing Eve, that's expected. Laura Linney, Ozark, Melanie Linsky from Yellow Jackets, Sandra Oh, Killing Eve, Reese Witherspoon, The Morning Show, and obviously Zendaya in Euphoria. Now, we look at this list, and the immediate standouts for me are Zendaya, Laura Linney, and Jodie Comer. Those are the three that really hit home, especially, starting Killing Eve last year, thoroughly enjoying myself. I don't think I've actually reviewed it on this channel. Others that I haven't seen, Melanie Linsky in Yellow Jackets. I know I still haven't seen Killing Eve. Sandra Oh, everybody is raving about her performance constantly. Obviously, Zendaya is the clear frontrunner. She would probably be my nomination, but being Ozark's last season, I would not be surprised if Laura Linney came in and took it home at the end of the day. A few notable snubs for me. Immediately, I see this list. I think of This Is Us. Now, This Is Us is not a show that I've kept up with, but everyone is constantly talking about it. Every time I open Twitter when that show was running, everybody was talking about Mandy Moore. And Mandy Moore was pretty high up on a lot of these predictions lists that I was looking at, so that was kind of surprising to see. The decision for me, and I'm not entirely sure which was the case on something like a Gold Derby, Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon from The Morning Show. So to see Witherspoon get it was a bit of a surprise for me. The only other notable snub is Kelly Riley in Yellowstone. Yellowstone is a show that has hit so many people in such an incredibly distinct way, and it's a show that I started and am thoroughly, and I mean thoroughly enjoying. I'm in love with this series. So to see her not get that nod is disappointing. Maybe her over a Witherspoon, maybe Aniston over a Witherspoon. Reese is great, but those are the ones for me. Regardless, it's a strong list. It's a strong category. Shows like Ozark, Euphoria being represented in this category. What say you on the actress category in drama? But let's go to actor and see who got snubbed. Here we go, lead actor, drama, Jason Bateman from Ozark. We have Brian Cox and Jeremy Strong from Succession. Lee Jung-jae from Squid Game, which is interesting. Bob Odenkirk, obviously, Better Call Saul. And Adam Scott from Severance. Severance, a show that everybody told me to watch. I missed it, didn't get to do a review on it. I finally checked it out. A lot of people on my Discord tell me to watch it, and I said, you know what, let's do it. And it was great. I mean, it was really, really great. A strong show. To see Adam Scott in there for that show is amazing, especially since I'm rewatching Parks and Rec, and he's just so good in everything that he does. But I take a look at this list, and the first thing that stands out to me is a lack of a Kevin Costner from Yellowstone. I just talked about it, how good that series is. To not see him on here is a little bit surprising. Sterling K. Brown, again, we're talking about This Is Us. We're talking about a series that a lot of people love and hold close to them. Who would I replace? That's where it starts to get tough for me. Would I take Adam Scott out for Kevin Costner? I don't know. Those are probably the ones at the bottom, but it's such a strong category here. A lot of people have Lee Jung-jae at the top from Squid Game. I don't know if I would put him there. I would say it's a three-horse race. You have Succession, one of the most well-respected shows on television, Jeremy Strong and Brian Cox. I would put Cox just a very small notch ahead of him, but do not count out Bateman. And you know what? What am I saying? Bob Odenkirk. If you're ever counting out Odenkirk in Better Call Saul, you need to do something else. And here is drama series, Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things 4, Succession, and Yellow Jackets. Can't speak about Yellow Jackets. That's one that I haven't seen, so I can't sit here and say, well, I'll take it off the list. I'll put it on the list. Would I personally take it? I mean, it's not fair. All right, I'll be clear and evident. It's not fair for me to do this. But where is Yellowstone, man? I'm shocked. I'm so surprised it's not getting more love here, because I'm pretty sure, it was on a lot of people's predictions. I enjoyed the new season of Euphoria, that and Yellowstone for me, so It's just a show that I love, and I want it to represent in this category. But the other series in this category, obviously, ridiculously strong. Ozark, Squid Game, Better Call Saul, Succession, as some of the best shows on TV. The final season of Ozark, for me personally, didn't end off on the strongest note. It was great overall, but that final episode, there was a lot to be desired. Something like a Severance for me was a massive surprise. You all know how I feel about Stranger Things. It's incredible. It's a phenomenal season of television, but I don't know if I can say that's going to come in and win. There's one lone show that I feel like has the far and away strongest and best chance, even with Ozark in its final season. The answer is Succession. Do I have to say more? I don't think I have to say more about, just far and away some of the best filmmaking. Better Call Saul, for me, is amazing thus far this season. Personally, one of the most groundbreaking television shows I've watched in a long time. So, all in all, such a strong category. Yellowstone not being there. A lot of people say This Is Us. Again, I haven't watched it in a long time, so I can't personally say. I think some people would throw Killing Eve on there. There's a series by the name of Pachinko. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I haven't watched that show. We'll talk more about it when we get into supporting. But yeah, it's a great category. All right, lead actress in a limited series or movie, Amanda Seyfried from The Dropout, Julia Garner in Inventing Anna, Lily James, Pam and Tommy, Margaret Qualley in Maid, Sarah Paulson, Impeachment, American Crime Story, and Toni Collette in The Staircase. I have yet to see The Staircase. I have yet to see Impeachment. I did watch the other shows. Amanda is amazing in The Dropout. Julia Garner is always good. A lot of people questioned her performance in Inventing Anna, so maybe a bit more surprising for some. Lily James, Pam and Tommy, amazing. Margaret Qualley in Maid. You talk about maybe my personal favorite from all of these performances. It may just be there for me. Some snubs here. Scenes from a Marriage. Okay, Jessica Chastain, everybody was talking about her going into this. I'm shocked to see her not on this list. The name that surprised me was Sarah Paulson. I guess to a lesser extent, Toni Collette in The Staircase, because I had heard really good things. Sarah Paulson is always good, but to put her over a Jessica Chastain was surprising for me. A lot of people love the series First Lady, and Viola Davis, Michelle Pfeiffer. They were both up for this. Overall, a really good category. If I had to choose a winner, it's hard to not go with Amanda in The Dropout. Again, I was so impressed with her series. Her ability to kind of fall into this real-life human being and play it so straight at the beginning, but then turn into a drastically different character, that was amazing. Margaret Qualley in Maid. Listen, Maid was a massive surprise, one of my favorite shows of last year. I'm going to go Qualley. I think this is a performance that can get the job done. She is an up-and-coming performer. I want to see it happen. Make it happen, please. But those are the top two for me. Let's move into actor. The Staircase being represented again by Colin Firth, Andrew Garfield in Under the Banner of Heaven, Oscar Isaac from Scenes from a Marriage. So there's representation for Scenes from a Marriage. Michael Keaton in Dopesick, Hamish Patel from Station 11, and Sebastian Stan, Pam and Tommy. What a strong category of actors and some massive names. Oscar Isaac, Colin Firth, Andrew Garfield, Michael Keaton. Oh my God, you have some of the biggest names in the industry. Taking a look at snubs, the performance from Ben Foster in The Survivor was amazing. That's one of the better movies I saw at a festival last year. Haven't seen it since, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. But he made the film, and to no surprise of mine, he didn't get a nomination. Listen, Ben Foster has constantly been snubbed by every awards body in Hollywood. Emmys, Oscars, you name it, the guy never gets touched. I watched Hell or High Water the other day. Should have got a nomination alongside Jeff Bridges. That's my opinion. No, it's fact. So massive disappointment there. I am not complaining about Sebastian Stan because he's so good. I mean, so good in Pam and Tommy. I still need to see The Staircase as of now after watching 2 episodes of Under the Banner of Heaven. I still haven't finished it. But also seeing Dopesick finally with Michael Keaton, I could say, you know what? I think it's between those two. Keaton was amazing in Dopesick. We saw the love he got last year and is continuing to get now with this nomination. But Garfield, man, it's a sneaky one to predict. I'm still going Michael Keaton as my winner. But if you want to be sneaky, maybe get some money. I don't know what the odds are behind Garfield. I may go him. And here we go, limited or anthology series. Dopesick, The Dropout, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, The White Lotus. This makes me feel bad or not as good about my Margaret Qualley prediction just now because I didn't realize, looking down the list, I didn't realize Maid didn't get a nomination. What's that all about? I don't know how Maid does not get nominated here. Listen, Inventing Anna had some great qualities about it, but to put that over Maid is shocking for me. Maid was one of the best shows of the year last year, so this is kind of like, this threw me off, because I just really looked at this list, and I did not realize that Maid was not on here. Also, only a couple of episodes in, but Under the Banner of Heaven, not on here. And I didn't hate Inventing Anna. It's just to, put that on and leave some of these other series out. We talked Station 11. A lot of people loving that show. 1883 is another series that people love. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, The Staircase. Oof. Okay. Well, the other four. I really enjoyed The Dropout. I loved White Lotus. Dopesick is dope. Because the kids say that. Dopesick right now is the choice for me over these others. You could also throw in a Pam and Tommy. I understand a lot of people didn't like Pam and Tommy. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with that series. It's outlandish. It's crazy. Is Maid better than Pam and Tommy? Probably, but I understand why Pam and Tommy got a nomination. But we're just talking winners. I'm going to go Dopesick. I think that takes it home. I was a huge fan of The White Lotus. I just don't know if it has as good of a chance as people say. That's my victor to get the victory. Let's move on. Also, I had to come back in and say this because I completely forgot about it. Midnight Mass, another show that I think was easily one of the best shows of last year. The fact that it was forgotten about is yet another one that was completely baffling for me. It's my bad that I forgot. I should have mentioned it earlier, but yeah, that's a major snub. A lot of people won't see it as that, but I personally really do. Television movie, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Ray Donovan the movie, Reno 911, The Survivor, and Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas. Now, nothing here is shocking except for maybe the Reno 911 film, The Hunt for QAnon, over The Fallout and over Fresh. I thought for sure. It's also kind of shocking Chippendale Rescue Rangers over both of those films, especially The Fallout. The Fallout is still in my top 10 movies of the year. It's genuinely a moving piece of cinema. It plays on all of your emotions, and a lot of people were predicting it here. So really, I would put it in over most of these movies. Haven't seen the Ray Donovan movie, haven't seen Zoe's Extraordinary Christmas, but the emotional impact of The Fallout, it's almost unmatchable. The Survivor makes all the sense in the world. It would probably be my prediction just because I haven't seen some of the others. Chippendale, I don't know if it actually has a chance to win. The Survivor's really good, but I thought The Fallout was better. So again, it's like, I don't know, man. This category was, it stumped me. Looking at some of these supporting categories, we'll start with comedy. You see the names Ted Lasso, Barry. Usually you're seeing more. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, not enough this time around. Tyler James Williams representing Abbott Elementary. Henry Winkler in Barry. I am actually really happy with a lot of these nominees. Normally you're getting your Kenan Thompsons from Saturday Night Live. You're getting your Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta. That one is a little bit surprising for me. Did not really expect Nick Mohammed from Ted Lasso as much as I did someone like a Kenan Thompson, so that was really nice to see. Your two at the top here, for me, it's Henry Winkler in Barry, Brett Goldstein in Ted Lasso, who, well, I won't say about Brett Goldstein, but let's just say his career is on the right path right now. Normally, Tony Shalhoub is in there. He's competing. I don't feel the love as much for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Still getting the nominations. Don't think it's going to get the wins. Brett is probably my front runner right now, looking at supporting actress. There's your Kate McKinnon in Saturday Night Live. You also have 3 nominees from Ted Lasso, which is awesome to see. You have Hacks in there, Abbott Elementary, Sarah Goldberg. in Barry. I was kind of surprised not seeing her anywhere on this list. I'm going to go down between our one representer from Hacks. Again, the word about Hacks has been amazing in Hannah, and then another Hannah, but this time Hannah Waddingham and Ted Lasso. She is my front runner for this. I love a lot of these nominees here, but at the end of the day, Ted Lasso, it's kind of at the top of a lot of these comedy categories, and supporting actress, she gives one of the strongest performances in the entire show, and she deserves that win. Start with supporting actress in drama series, Julia Garner, always going to represent Ozark. Rhea Seehorn, Better Call Saul, finally getting a nomination. Well-deserved, one of the best performances in that show. You love to see it. Sarah Snook, Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria. I don't know if I predicted that, but it's nice to see it. Squid Game representation, and Patricia Arquette in Severance. Yes, please. I think that definitely deserves it. But when you look at the omissions here, you're going to notice a couple of names that just aren't on the list when I expected them to be on that list. Millie Bobby Brown, but specifically for me, Sadie Sink in Stranger Things. That to me is shocking. I am just okay. And I get it. They weren't super high on Gold Derby. People weren't like, oh my God, they're definitely going to get a nomination. But you look at the performances there, just because they're younger, I don't like the fact that they didn't get in. Who would I have taken out? Patricia Arquette was amazing in Severance. It's nice to see her in there. I don't know. Christina Ricci in Yellow Jackets. Didn't see Yellow Jackets. I just feel like Sadie Sink needs to be in there. You can't take out anyone from Succession. Julia Garner and Ozark, fantastic. So I'm not removing them. Sarah Snook is my favorite here, especially her arc in the latest season of Succession. It firmly puts her at the top, in my opinion. Again, final season of Ozark. We will see what happens. But right now, Sarah Snook is the front runner. I'm just like, the lack of Stranger Things, it hurts me. Got a lot of nominations. Still hurts me. Supporting actor in a drama series. Here's where I expect to see a lot of Succession and Severance. Squid Game being represented as well. Billy Crudup from The Morning Show once again, making its way into these categories. I see those Succession names: Nicholas Braun, Matthew McFadden, Kieran Culkin. McFadden, man, what a season for him. I thought he absolutely crushed it. A massive surprise for me. I mean, we knew he was good, but I didn't know he was that good. Turturro and Christopher Walken. Oh, whoa. Okay, that was bad. The names I'm missing, I could have thrown an Alan Ruck in there from Succession, David Harbour, Stranger Things. I always feel like he deserves a nomination. He's good every single time. Giancarlo Esposito, where's my guy? Where's my guy? You put one in Better Call Saul, and I guess you take one out, because Giancarlo Esposito deserved to be in here, absolutely. Maybe even over one of the two Succession guys or one of the Squid Game guys. I just think that performance was just a bit better. Regardless, for me, it's Matthews to lose. Again, this arc in Succession, it's normally, we're talking Kieran Culkin, we're talking Nicholas Braun, right? It's different this time around, all right? Things went in a way that I did not expect. What an amazing, and that finale just cemented it for me. He's my front runner. He's the one that maybe I even want to win in this category. It's tough. It's close. But those are my thoughts. Before we go, we've been here for a long time. I want to wrap it up. There were more categories, and a lot of these shows got numerous nominations. Stranger Things, Succession, racking up from top to bottom. Ted Lasso, Severance. So if you want to see the full number of nominations, you can go and find it. Just Google it, I guess. But I want to talk a little bit about animation and focus on one show specifically. What If got a nomination? Not my favorite Marvel project, but expected, like The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and Rick and Morty. Love me some Rick and Morty, obviously. But for me, it's Arcane, man. Arcane was one of the best experiences of last year. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. And to see it get that nod and hopefully get that win, I think it could come in and, take this award home, is amazing. Short form animated program, The Boys presents Diabolical. So glad that got some recognition. I thought it was great. Love, Death and Robots, Robot Chicken, Star Wars Visions, and When Billy Met Lisa, which is something that, honestly, I've never heard of. So that's my bad. But the other four are really good. That's it, guys. This video's went on long enough. There were so many nominations, so many things to talk about, but I need your thoughts down below. What were the snubs? What were the best and worst nominees in general. Who did you think just should have got in, didn't get in, and who got in that shouldn't have got in? Lots of questions being posed here. If you want to drop that thumbs up down below, I would appreciate it. Tells me you want more Emmys videos, and when this awards ceremony, whenever it is, I don't know when it is, comes around, we're definitely going to do it. We're going to react to it, all of those things. You guys the best. I'll see you soon.